Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Ryan, and I'm just coming back at everybody for another quick movie review. And this time is going to be the new Robin Hood movie starring Russell Crowe and some other people that you might know of. But pretty much it's Russell Crowe's Robin Hood, and then you have Cate Blanchett as the maid Marian, and at least technically in this movie, Marian is actually sort of a maid, well, as close as you can get to it. But in this movie, I'm pretty much going to try and get straight to the review for you guys. But try not to give away too many spoilers. But you probably already know, probably in the end, what happens. Well, not exactly in this movie, but in this movie, you pretty much have Robin Hood, and surprisingly, it's not him and his big old bunch of merry men. Instead, in this movie, it sort of goes for a bit of a different approach, and it sort of goes for like a big old King of England, and Robin Hood's backstory. Well, not really much. It doesn't go much into his childhood and stuff, just flashbacks and stuff, nothing big or anything. And pretty much it just goes for sort of a straightforward approach. It's not really that complicated of a movie, to be honest. I mean, I will admit, this movie was actually much better than I thought it was going to be, and it was surprisingly good until the ending. The ending, pretty much what you would expect, is not what you would expect, actually. What happens with the end of the movie is it pretty much makes this movie more of a prequel to almost any other Robin Hood movie you've probably ever saw. Me, I've seen a few of them. I've seen like Robin Hood Men in Tights, the Robin Hood animated movie by Disney, and I've seen bits and pieces of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, or whatever of Kevin Costner. If you've seen any of those movies, this movie, the ending gives it pretty much off as being a prequel more than anything. Like, it's the Robin Hood equivalent of being Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith from Star Wars. I mean, it just pretty much goes as a prequel without really even saying that it is until you actually see the end of the movie, which is kind of screwed up. I mean, it's a whole load of crap, to be honest. I know that the ending in the movie, for anyone who's already seen it, was probably necessary, but I just don't think that is very well done. I mean, it just is so screwed up, and you're just like, what the hell just happened? I mean, I was just like, what the F? What the fuck? It's just does not make much sense how it could all just happen the way it did. And this movie is so long that you would expect the ending to have been different and not as sudden. I mean, the emphasis that this movie places on stuff, like I said, is surprisingly good, but, they just have not as much of what you'd expect from a big old epic film. I mean, yes, I'm glad that there wasn't just a bunch of big old battles and sword fights and stuff like that. That was actually something good that they did, to leave out most of that until it was absolutely necessary. But some of the parts of the movie just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and I actually... Oh, excuse me, a little bit of gas there. I actually really liked Russell Crowe in this, and I actually liked the sort of romance subplots between him and Maid Marian, or not. They don't really refer to her as Maid Marian; they just refer to her as Lady Marian, or whatever. But I actually kind of liked that it didn't take as much of a stereotypical approach to where they both are just interested in, oh, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me, you fool. It's a lot longer than that, than just a few scenes here and there with them just staring at each other with the love in their eyes and all that stuff. I mean, kind of like what a lot of other stereotypical movies do with their romance plots. I mean, they just do that all the time. This one took a different approach, so that part I liked. I also liked the fact that it was a bit more gruesome than I expected. It was a bit more brutally honest. Although, the one thing I didn't like about this film, other than the fact of the ending, was the Sheriff of Nottingham. I mean, I don't know, it's so much different from the other movies of what you expect him to be, except he's not really much of a villain in this case. He's just more of a character to advance the plot, or, just to sit in the background, and is just sort of a plot device, and that's about it. And some of the other stuff didn't make sense. I mean, it just brings in more than just England, and this made this movie more about England as a whole, and it's not really as much about Robin Hood. I mean, you'd expect the title being Robin Hood, that's more about the man himself, but it really isn't, and it doesn't even have him and his big old merry men. It's just him and a few of his buddies, basically, that go around doing stuff hoping they don't get killed, and I don't know, it didn't make as much sense. It was a pretty good flick, and I actually did kind of like this movie, but the fact that it opened the doors up for a sequel at the ending just means that, oh my gosh, how long are they going to stretch it out? I mean, they could expect 2 or 3 different sequels from this, depending on whether they can get the same people to come back for the sequels, like Russell Crowe and Cate Blanchett and any other big names that they have with it. But I didn't really like the way that it ended. I know it was necessary, considering that, well, it turns out to be a prequel, so to speak, so they have to end it like that, but you'll just probably be really surprised in how it just turns up so suddenly. Overall, I did really like this film. I give it about 7, 8 out of 10. It's pretty good for a one-time viewing, but I'm not sure how much you'd actually want to go out and spend for a movie ticket. You might be better off just waiting to go ahead and buy it on DVD or Blu-ray, or just go ahead and rent it. Because it is nice to see it in theaters. It's not one of those 3D movies, and it's not like it has a bunch of special effects in it. It is directed by Ridley Scott, who's done some great films in the past and has worked with Russell Crowe, I think, more than once now. But it's a surprise, but it's not exactly great. So I would recommend that you go check it out. But if you go to watch it, it's not exactly something that you would expect to go ahead and buy after you've seen it once already. So if you go to see it in theaters, don't expect as much from it. I mean, expect to be surprised. I mean, it's just a matter of how you view Robin Hood, or how many movies you've seen, or what you expect from it. But, I personally probably would have waited for DVD or Blu-ray, even though I really like the movie. So overall, go see it if you want to, but I'm not going to go ahead and recommend it to you. Some of you might be surprised, and some of you may not like it. Also, after this review, I'm going to be going to go and see The Karate Kid tonight, since it's the opening night. They didn't have any midnight screenings where I live over here in Lincoln, so I'm going to go see The Karate Kid tonight. I went ahead and ordered my ticket in advance last night, before I saw Robin Hood, just to make sure I could go see it. So I'm going to go see that tonight, and I'll go ahead and let you guys know how that comes out. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. It's not really much. It's more of a quick review, sort of a quickie for me. I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys sort of a quick tip on whether you should see Robin Hood or not. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be in theaters or not, so you should probably just wait for it on DVD or Blu-ray when it comes out and save a little bit of money, or just go ahead and rent it. So, well, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll go ahead and let you guys know what I think of The Karate Kid, and I'm going to a 10 o'clock screening, so go ahead and watch for that. If you want to stay up late until about 1 to 1:30, I might be able to get back and do a review by then, but don't count on it, because I'm having company over tomorrow. Maybe I might make a review tomorrow night, but I'll try and do a review as quick as I can, and it might be another quick one. I'll probably go into more detail about that, since I saw the original Karate Kid movies, part 1, 2, and 3, so I'll give you sort of a review on that, let you know whether the remake is worth seeing. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great night. Be back to you hopefully tonight with that next review of The Karate Kid. And I'll go ahead and talk to you guys later.